Many analysts, and indeed armchair analysts, were picking G2 as a potential winner in Dallas, though Nico himself had other ideas.
Yeah, I don't think we care too much that we have lost the team that made it to playoffs.
Though Nico wasn't exactly glowing about G2's chances at Dallas, they certainly came in hot with a filthy clean sweep in the pistol.
And then maybe try and pounce elsewhere.
Well, Nico comes up secret. First kill is there onto Alex. Another follow-up from Nico. Rattling off quick shots, and Alexi B shutting down the ramp play. That's a hot start for G2.
And it wasn't getting easier for the Riders, who had just one kill after 4 rounds. Just as it looked like the Riders might finally get a foot in, the immortal Alexi B won a superb 1v3 retake on the A site.
They don't have any flashes. m0NESY goes over Heaven, goes down. Jump spot has spotted Alexi B. He is aware of the position towards CT Vent and is starting to spam Alex down. Not enough damage being done to take him out of the round though as Alexi B turns towards CT Vent. Now down to the 1v1. Deagle has to be pulled out for Alexi B and he's looking for the pick. He's found it onto MOUZ and straight to the defuse. The in-game leader off to a hot start.
Movistar were getting torn asunder by G2 with just 11 kills in 9 rounds. And Nico is adding extra nails to their coffin with some dastardly smoke kills. Davy G might have pulled off a timing play to win Movistar's only round so far, but it was his Valorant-esque spray that gave G2 their 11th.
And that has cost Movistar Riders their chance in this round. It's all but done. Sampaius has to be quick on the second shot and can't land it. 11 rounds now for G2.
G2 were absurdly dominant in the first half and made it a 14-1 half with another lockdown defense. A few rounds at the start from Movistar were welcome, but even the 5v2s looked a bit sketchy.
MOUZ pushing aggressively in towards the doorway. So lobby control back, applying pressure on G2 on multiple fronts, but the pressure now starting to be alleviated perhaps for G2 and forced onto the Movistar Riders. There's a couple of kills that come back in, and m0NESY, he needed that one. Jack's able to trade it out, and another one for Jack. Suddenly there's a chance to win this round. Deaths alone. Jack's on 22 HP. Goes down into the lowest side. Decon is open. Jack starts to throw thoughts around his head. Where could he be playing from? Steps and moves. Deaths comes to the one position Jax did not consider. And the kill to recover the round. That nearly was a complete nightmare for Movistar Riders.
And in fact, it was a 3 versus 5 that finished the Spaniards off, as m0NESY and Nico decapitated the defense in disgusting fashion.
Those smokes will start to fade away, giving up the ghost for look at this. MOUZ in the boosted position. Should have absolutely found that first kill, but Nico from CT Vent is able to get it done. And m0NESY comes up over the top of the vent, and now the numbers are back to even odds. In fact, they're followed up, and G2 now in the advantageous position. And this is the backbreaker from Movistar Riders. What a way to close it. G2 starts strong in Dallas.
Over on the B stream, ENCE were efficient and ruthless, even with Snack standing in for Star Rifler Spinks.
Solid positioning to deal with a push out of RJDC. Going to be traded with that door push. Now Bemis still going to be unchecked, able to make this one work. Oh, okay, he just barely gets that first one to Snacks, but ENCE too crisp there. Finding 3 out of absolutely nowhere.
Hades made it look easy on B as he picked off 3 with the big green gun.
Locking down that left side of sight. Madden all down to the timing here as he plays the edge of the smoke. Spotted. Crisp shot coming through, but the AWP answers back with another. Hades finds himself that double and even a triple for the end of the round. Picking up 8.
Diha moved ENCE to 14 with a simple 1 versus 2 as ENCE took control.
Diha calls the bluff.
Oh, he's going to get himself in hard. That's going to be such a strong position for the post.
All the way.
That might just have won it.
Through lobby. Defense from Heaven, but Frozen looking the wrong direction. So a huge chance here. Dex has gone for the jump peak, which has cost him his life. At least the bomb is planted for Frozen here, but he's got no util to play with. Diha has a nade, but he's just using that M4 off position as well.
Snappy ripped MOUZ open to put ENCE on map point with a flurry of headshots, and eventually he led them to victory.
40 seconds, and ENCE slowly but surely pushing their way forward, locking him in there with the molly. First found, but the fire gets it done.
Farley started this grudge match in the cheekiest of fashion.
ZywOo with a bullet between the eyes. Farley from range fights and dances with Magisk, and it's a dance of death that rings out for the day. And it's down to 2 players left here for Vitality as they try and fall away. Dupree turns and fights, and Dupree gets a follow-up. Now we're back to a 2v2 as suddenly Astralis get back into the site. The defuse, well, it's being stuck. There's a kid in the back of Farley. He's holding it through. The bullets are missing, and Astralis have the pistol. The defuse stuck in the smoke. That's a disastrous start for Vitality.
ZywOo and Dupree pulled off a nigh-on impossible 2v4 with the tiniest amount of space to wrestle control right back.
Spots the legs out. First kill onto Magisk, and now Panic Station's well and truly in full force right now for Vitality. They've got to pull off something miraculous just to even compete in the remaining seconds of this round. Zipnix has got teammates alongside of him. ZywOo has taken him out of the round, but needs much more where that came from, and ZywOo ditching them out. We're talking about miraculous. ZywOo certainly lives up to that. Dupree, you can't plant that, so we're going to have to find a different place to put that bomb, and he will certainly find position for it. But now 1v1 against BlameF, and Dupree placing the sight, flashes up into the fight. And he's so close to taking him out, but the head just barely showing. Damage being done, but BlameF better for it, but has to come into the den. And Dupree, and how have they recovered that? Vitality, they've got ZywOo, and they've got a Phenom to get them back into the play.
ZywOo wasn't letting up. He came to Dallas to frag out and chew gum, and he's all out of gum. Astralis are all out of players.
To stop that short play from coming in.
Big rotate from Astralis. They have everyone here, but it might not matter because ZywOo is on the server and he's here with a bang.
ZywOo channeled his inner art to collect 2 skulls, but Config flipped the round on its head with a gruesome twosome of his own to keep Astralis in the game.
Just follow. This time though, it's ZywOo getting kills again.
Yeah, Farley decides to take the position. ZywOo is so proficient.
Don't peek him. Don't peek him.
Get into that spot and ZywOo will forcibly remove you.
Ooh.
Little peek from BlameF to see if ZywOo is still chilling out there. Fantastic nade with a lot of damage done with that. But ZywOo has dealt Astralis a horrible hand at the start of this one. BlameF, Config and Zipnix need to somehow weasel their way back into this. Play forward. Oh! 1 bullet to the brain. And Config out of play. BlameF and Zipnix, well, this one's pretty much done.
Oh, I was hoping for another 1-tap. Yeah. If I ever get a 1-tap in a game, I'm going for 1-taps all round.
Yeah. But
they have to take it a little more seriously than my matchmaking game, so it turns out.
Yeah, we care about.
Vitality looked to be in cruise control, but Astralis forced their way back into the game slowly but surely.
Needed to play that spot. You know, on sandbites, it's absolutely the right call here for Vitality to go back to B, but dealing with the players inside of the site is proving to be a little more difficult than they initially expected. A couple of kills to come in for Astralis, but ZywOo, again, pulling them out of the hole. He's got the shovel, but it's not enough just yet. 9 seconds, ZywOo has to do it all. 1 versus 2, time is ticking. He has to commit to the plant, and now he's stuck in the smoke. Farley goes into the shot, P250 to the head, and another round, 1 rifle, 4 pistols. Astralis get a 4th round. Towards the cubby for Zipex as he begins to alleviate his position and drop back behind the generator. It is Vitality just forcing them further and further back, but Zipex and Glaive, they've taken 2 kills between them. Dupree and Masutsa out of the round. And with 20-odd seconds left, ZywOo finally put the player in the ground. So another round looking almost on here, but a 3v3, a retake for Astralis is needed.
BlameF still has utility. That could be big because there aren't that many positions you can play in this post plant.
Flash goes over the top, ineffective, but Zipex still comes out on top of the fight. ZywOo misses the shot, goes into the fight, and Farley takes him down in the second peak. And now it is Magisk having to close in the 1 versus 3. Currently held behind a great screen gap, allows Farley to scope on in. And Astralis, we said they needed the follow-up gun round. Well, this time they've got it. American teams coming up a little bit later, we'll get to see. I'm sure they've got their eyes in the prize now with some of the weakened field that those NA teams, maybe a dream exists again for them to go deep. See if that does pan out, but right now the dream for Vitality is to close this one 16-7. About to be thrust into the fires of battle. He goes around the corner. It's ZywOo that's got 1, but the rest of the kills come in for Astralis. Farley, Glaive, and Zipnix taking all the kills required. And just Magisk left. He can't compete in this one. Astralis stay afloat. A crucial round there to win, considering the weakened buy.
Weakened buy from Astralis, but now they've got an AWP to work with, and they're going to group back up towards B. I don't think he can commit through that. Or maybe you can.
That's not clean at all for Dupree, luckily. Well, not even luckily, gets caught on the crossback with a smoke. Playman takes him out with a Glock in. Oh no, not again. Pistols again. They just keep pulling him out. Astralis. Surely this is their round. Apex in a 1 versus 4 does get taken out. My god, another one for Vitality against Pistols.
The Franco-Danish mix stuttered, but eventually stumbled over the line in an unconvincing final round.
Contingency plan should be enough here, and the shot through quad, it's done damage. Zipex is followed up. The damage into the back of the site, and perhaps there is just a chance out of nowhere here for Astralis. Damage done, and into the 2v2 all of a sudden. Zipex pushes forward, but it's ZywOo that puts him in the ground, and Apex closes it out. Vitality take their first win in Dallas, another win over Astralis. They've got them in the bag at 2-0 in that head-to-head, and we'll see how that rivalry continues in the future, but Vitality have the upper hand.
In the battle of NA's 2 best teams, Nafany came out on top in some NAF on NAF action, but couldn't quite rescue the round for Cloud9.
And Nafany into the 1 versus 3 total clutch. He's preoccupied about Elige, so therefore distraction set up for Nitro to get the flank around the backside, but Nafany has actually thrown a smoke out to create a safe passage to turn it into 1v1, but 4 seconds had to commit to the plant, and Nitro, oh, he's called his bluff, gets into the fight, and Nitro just about wins it. Nafany nearly weasels his way through the round win.
OC's double deeg in round 11 wasn't enough to stop a rampant Cloud9, with ENCE and Nafany firing.
A double kill, turning my expectations maybe a little to the side of Liquid, but Shiro and Axel have somewhat recovered this, but it's still very open.
Cloud9 moved to 10 at the half, as Shiro found 2 entries immediately on the ramp that underline a superb, methodical half from Cloud9's new boys.
Elysian Nitro down in 1 foul swoop, and it's a strikeout for Team Liquid here. NAF and OC left alone. 2 versus 5. I feel like I've been saying that a lot. Cloud9 just winning all of these early fights, getting in all the advantageous positions. Fantastic half out of Shiro individually.
Nafany became a rascal as he played hide and seek to deny Team Liquid the plant.
He has finally gone down, but that just sets up Nafany, and they aren't checking the smoke. They aren't looking for him, and Nafany is just sneaky inside of the smoke. Just staying in position. Here's the bomb plant start to come through. Stop Shocks from getting that bomb down. And Elige luckily trades it out, but 7 seconds left on this timer. Naf is nowhere near the bomb. He has to run away. He doesn't want to die after the time either here. In Cloud9, it's 13, and those little details, those little plays, so difficult to deal with. Nafany really is.
Nafany somehow stayed unseen once more to line up 2 and move Cloud9 to map point, and eventually victory.
But they must try, nonetheless, peeking up towards it. Enters. Headshot lands onto Elige. Another quick play from Naf, up through middle. The Sloth hits the accelerator, and accelerates to his death. It's down to OC, the only player left standing for Team Liquid, and it is not the start they would have hoped for here in Dallas.
In the fight for title of Seleção, Furia raced into an early lead, but 3 stereo frags from Imperial opened up A to keep the first half competitive.
And just as quickly as we say it, he'll lose his entire team. 4 quick kills come through for Imperial, and safe. I mean, there's nothing you can do about this one, buddy.
FNX has been out of the game for a little bit, so he must have forgotten the golden rule. Pros don't fake.
But now it's FNX, 2 HP, has to do it alone, and somehow Furia always gets themselves in positive positions. They are taking their time to clear him out, and the longer this goes, the more of a chance he's got. He's bided his time well. FNX behind the pillar at Macca's. He might just be able to survive. Defuse is on, though, and he's going to do nothing about it. The bomb was not planted for him. It might have netted him 1 frag.
1 round later, Furia pulled off another heist on the retake.
See what Safe can do with the AWP. Spamming through the box. Very close, but no connection. That time, though, he spots out FNX, and that's a dead man walking. It's on to Fallen now. AWP's ringing out all over the A bomb site, making the impact. Drop keeps it alive, though. Pushes it back to the 2-on-1, and Fallen is stuck behind a smoke.
And maybe another one.
Maybe another one. That one, a bit of a closer smoke, but should allow for the defuse to come through. It's Art sitting on the defuse, and the cover coming through from Drop.
Oh,
Entirely unnecessary, it seems, but it's a 10-second defuse, and he's made it happen just in time. Fallen, he gets the kill, but it's too little too late.
Art did all the hard work, but was made to look a fool to delay Furia's winning moment in round 22.
Yes, he spots FNX. This could be a round and game-winning play for Art. Who does he decide to execute first? One CT having moved already, he spots them both, and Art! What, did he run out of bullets?
Couldn't reload in that scenario.
Oh no!
It wasn't enough to stop Furia in the end though, as they turned iconoclasts on Mirage.
Couple of rifles, Urian Art holding on to those, and Fallen, he's trying to entry into the B bomb site with an AWP, bolts his half HP, no HP. Fallen jumps out, can't do it this time, 16 to 9.
Faze came off of a major win full of confidence, and they dispatched of Encore pretty convincingly, starting with 4 headshots from Brokey.
Here really wants to try to play this headshot line, having to deal with the long player. Long push coming through from Sterling, makes his way to CT, so he will survive for now in the 3-on-3. And that bomb is going to be planted successfully, but now the numbers favouring FaZe as they start to make their way forward. Big dink onto Twist, puts him down to 3 HP, and a couple of bullets might just bring this one back to 2-on-1, but they have to connect here. Savage, the young gun, won't be able to find that shot onto Rops coming through from short, and FaZe, they take the pistol from
Rain and Twist shut down the mid to B play in one of few chances Encore had on their T side.
Man disadvantage, but they haven't been rewarded for that. Again, they've lost that man advantage they started the round with at least. Hazard picks one back. Will they force middle, or are they going to go back for plan B?
They're going straight through. Twist going to be peeking from window as Rush comes through from Rain, who picks up 2. Not the third, though. Sterling traded.
FaZe came into Dallas as the big favourites, and a dominant first map performance will do little to dissuade that.
They know that the AWP is close, and he's going to be tucked away into CT. LFO may just be forced to save in a 4-on-5 if they can't stop this cross from happening.
Can't afford to save.
Lord.
Is that a Khalil?
Double dink.
Is that real life?
Accuracy.
Rez popped 3 heads on B to give NIP their first round after a difficult start.
He actually pulls Crimbo out of his hidey hole. Sees him with that flash. Support is not going to find himself effective, and well, NIP have done a great job of getting themselves in, wrestling back control of the numbers, and the bomb plant goes down.
Nice fuel usage making the difference there for NIP. Rez will execute Favin. And does the same to Searson. So that's the first round on the board for NIP.
Brolan got NIP their second with a squeaky but important 1 versus 3.
And they're rotating all the way back through T-spawn. They don't have control of mid, so just going to chew up some time. They flash into the cave.
Scary for Brolan, but he survives. Dodges the first AWP shot, flashing himself out back onto the line. And that'll be enough to send Searson packing back through the smoke. Even still, though, problems abound for NIP. As the P250 strikes and back into a 3-on-3. Searson coming up huge in the round. A shot through the smoke, denies the bomb plant. A little leg hanging out was a little too much for NIP, and now they are up the creek without a paddle. Tizian will find the timing onto Rez. It's just Brolan. He lines up 2, gets them both. But he still has to deal with the danger man of Searson, who's holding on to an AWP. And Brolan inside the smoke, takes the peek, doesn't find the execution. And it's really sweaty palms at the moment for both of these players. Searson, a full 10-second defuse, surely not going to be possible. Finds a shot onto Brolan, but misses it, goes for another, and the round is lost, but big. Oh, they made it so damn close.
NIP left it late, and Crimbo filled his boots and wiped out the B hit.
And NIP will start to work their way up as well. They have to hope nothing goes wrong, and there's a bit of a stack over on this side of the map from Big. 2 players there, with one being a fast rotator as well, denying the bomb plant. That's a huge deal. S-Attack dies to the molly, and it's all gone wrong. That is the reason. Everything needs to go perfectly when you leave the time that late.
Popsky held the line for 4 to shut down a force buy, but his ace was stolen by the grenades. No honor whatsoever.
Faster approach here too. Popsky's being fed.
Tabson's going to try and find a trade with that Tech 9, but no such luck. The util, the layering of the util, just a bit too good. And NIP clean that round up.
Crimbo and Towson doubled up for the 2 versus 3 to close out a comfortable Game 1 win for Big.
Bomb plant should come in unopposed as well, because they're just going to continue to sell that fake. So ZTR does find the 2. And so now Big, they will get that bomb plant down, but it is a 4 versus 2. Okay, that's great from Crimbo. Sets the stage.
Just pushes forward, tries to take that aggressive fight, something that they needed to do in the 4-on-2. Bring the numbers back in favor a little bit. He's playing a pretty cheeky angle here as well. Here's those footsteps, knows that they're coming, finds the timing again, and this might be it. NIP, they've worked so hard to get to this point, but they're going to lose a 4-on-2. ZTR needs to clutch it. Crimbo, he's going to be smoked off, but time is of the essence. Onto the bomb, ZTR must go peek out, and Crimbo will win it. A huge round from him. He gets 3 frags, and 16 is on the board for Big. It took a little while.
Complexity struggled early on, but a huge clutch from Fang gave them hopes of salvaging a decent T-side.
Holding from the side, a big double, and Cello's not close, but he knows where he's coming from, and Fang has the crosshair ready, and Fang keeps it clean and wins the most important round for Complexity. They need to find it, and they need to get into this first half, and Fang holds on for it.
Junior did drag Complexity to a 4th with 3 quick kills on B.
Competitive to move into the second, but they must pull this one out. They must hold on to this with a white knuckle grip. They're starting to lose some of that grip now with Turtle's kill. Junior AWP picked up, just turning on a swivel and finding a couple. And Turtle will try his best, but the time is no longer there. 11 rounds at the half for MIPR. Complexity.
Bit used all of his experience to outwit Complexity in the 1 versus 2. They're playing with a coach!
Has been had. Bit eventually will give away his position. Another tap. Bit continues to let them know exactly where he's playing from, but eventually Complexity are going to have to get onto that defuse. Bit, will he go for it this time? The spam not coming in. It's the full 10 seconds being stuck around the corner. They've got off it now, and Bit, he has not Bit down. He has not swung, and Bit will pull off the 1 versus 2 clutch. The coach standing in to a massive effect, and that is more than you could have ever asked for.
Complexity could not find a footing, and MIBR ran over them to send shockwaves through North America in Dallas.
Complexity only have a single flash to try and find a way in, but they're getting locked out by MIBR's utility.
Oh, Floppy towards Heaven. Turtle getting a double kill, ripping them apart, and MIBR, what a statement showing in their opening best of 1, and for Complexity.
Snacks rolled back the years as he exterminated 3 with the USP. It's not the Big Apple, but he's still hungry.
Yeah, and now this is perfect for ENCE. They can actually just back away. Snacks still being aggressive, because why not? Oh, get you another one. Young man, 3 kills for Snacks. The stand-in delivering in the pistol. Yeah, that's a big smile on his face.
Alexi hit back with 3 impressive headshots of his own off the scout. Putrid stuff.
That's so filthy. What a nice little split. Good timing from Nico coming through the smoke. Snappy's close by. Alexi with another one. He's making that scout look good. Madden in the window. All of a sudden has to be so confused. 1v3. And you might want to prioritize the M4 at this point.
Yeah, you have no kit into this. Good luck getting away from Alexi B, continuing his strong performance.
m0NESY almost pulled off something mean himself, but Hades put an end to his reign of terror.
m0NESY has to dig deep to pull this one off, and now he's just down into the 1v1. m0NESY's hit some lights out shots so far, but it's up against Hades. The AWPer on the other side of things. Will he be the god of the underworld, or will m0NESY best him? And the battle of death, it's Hades on the shot, straight to the defuse.
Hades railed 3 on the AWP to give ENCE a chokehold on the A site.
Hades with a double kill. The no-scope has landed, and Hades brings down 3 players for a 4th round on ENCE.
Snacks turned G2 over with a big clutch, including a 1-tap on Nico. Respect your elders.
Smoke gives him a little bit of cover for the time being, but Snacks recovers, and Nico eats the lead. Snacks now into the 1v1, up against Alexi B. The stand-in of Snacks looking to deliver. ENCE a big clutch. And Alexi B holds for the peek across the doorway, but the timing has worked out perfectly, and the Polish monster takes his clutch.
G2 looked to be grinding their way back into the game, but somehow Snacks found 4 to put ENCE up to 15.
And 2 players, Snacks and Hades, inside of the B bomb site. The 2 poles trying to steal this round away from G2.
Yeah, great stuff from Snacks yet again, delivering some massive impact. We've seen him inside of the B site pull off a clutch a little bit earlier, looking to convert the 2v3, as a lot of chit-chat going on right now within the chat. It looks like G2 taking their time upon this opportunity as well. They've really run the timeout here, and it doesn't feel like there's a commitment coming. One with intent, perhaps, but here they go, running through the tunnels. The time is ticking. You need the kills now, and it just doesn't feel like that's happening. What a weird round from G2. And ENCE are going to head to map point now. They can't keep them off it much longer, and Hades just waiting for the chance to strike. Won't be able to get the kill, but the round's done anyway.
Yeah, they really did take their time on that retake.
Yeah, they really did. I wonder if, because there was a lot of...
Not G2's finest moment, that. G2 refused to die just yet, and did make their way to around 30. But a perfect call from Snappy found just one full-blinded player in the site.
It's going to be locked out, and G2 must retake.
Oh, G2 have to go for this, otherwise it's good night. Pack it up here on Dust 2. ENCE have found their way through. This must feel like the golden ticket. You found your way to the B site, you haven't lost a player. It's all about just digging deep and closing this one out. Hades holds off Nico through the tunnels. Unsuccessful in pulling the kill. m0NESY ready for the swing out from Madden. Needs another one to come through quickly. The time is ticking, the players are dwindling, and ENCE looking down the barrel. They've got themselves a Dust 2 victory.
G2 started well on nuke, and when m0NESY was too quick for the jiggle peek, that round seemed won.
Now it's all on where Alexi B decides to rotate. They're going to go right back at m0NESY. Oh, jiggle peek. He's too fast for that.
But then Nico did the Nico thing again, and ENCE exploded onto the site.
Something about nuke and deagles and behind the head shots, Nico. Doesn't really work all the time, and that is an awkward effect.
Oh, now Heaven is susceptible. m0NESY's got to be careful rotating over, especially if Hunter goes down. Oh, this is everything. Well done from Snappy. Somehow G2 crumbles, and Hades has the final two.
Nico made amends though, as he found two very important frags to retake the B site 2v3 and put G2 back in the lead.
Nico using the smoke as a piece of cover, but that is temporary cover. It starts to fade away. He finally gets the better of Madden. Finds him on the other side of the smoke and considers now the back of the site point. Jack's working with him, and they clean it up, they clear it up, and G2 now head into the lead.
Snacks tried to save in the vents, and... where the fuck did m0NESY shoot Snacks from?
Okay, well, I was going to say, it's either above or the lower box.
But he gets the position.
Oh, of course. He then snipes Snacks out for one of the quickest 1v2s you'll ever see. Blink and you'll miss it.
m0NESY dives down! Kill is through, and m0NESY getting the shots fast as lightning, and the defuse will come through as they lock in 7.
Texas is the land of the cowboys, and D-Ha yeehawed all over G2 in secret.
All the shots rattling away from D-Ha. Here's the Jewel Berettas mincing his opponents. Lots of bullets, lots of kills. Snacks elsewhere has brought down Alexi B. I'm sure the Jewel Berettas won your heart.
G2 held strong, and it came down to m0NESY to clutch once again. But he doesn't ever seem to panic.
It's just m0NESY looking to try and pull this one out. AK in hand, separates it into the 1v1. Bomb is close to him. Shoulder bending, trying to pull the shot away from Hades, putting the pressure on the Polish sniper, and m0NESY goes into it, but the quick shot from Hades runs to the kit, but not enough time to get back as G2 will celebrate their round win.
Madden crushed the A hit with 3 A1S kills, and then 4 the round after. Turns out the A1S is overpowered and CSGO devs don't care. Some precision shooting from Nico turned a close round into a G2 win.
He's gone for the long way around. Oh, so clean from Nico. Second collected. Hades knocked out.
But Madden won round 28 by existing?
Thrust into the recovery at 10 seconds on the mark. Bomb not on his back. He
wins.
He's going to hold back and just hide away.
Just run.
And that is going to be a position where he can just hold the cross, and he's won the round. There's not enough time to put that bomb down. What a strange conclusion to the round.
That was the round that broke G2, and ENCE will go straight to playoffs.
Madden getting in the mix, going forward with the flash. A mental play from Madden. It hasn't really worked out at all, but D-Ha and Snacks recovering it, and ENCE have done it straight to the playoffs.
Alex mowed down 4 to put Movistar into a commanding lead.
But not for long. Alex swings into trade, costs him a life, and finds himself a huge lineup for more. Big round from Alex again.
WG got ridiculously close to a ninja, but MOUZ just about spared their own blushes.
He's counting down the time. He might be able to tuck away behind the pillar here. And Bemis not going to be able to spot him. Has to swing, reeling it all the way through. Oh!
How's your heart rate doing, MOUZ fans? Bemis wriggled around to somehow find a round on A site and bring MOUZ up to 6.
And he's not quite known just yet. Bemis flicks around, locks on in time, and survives. 19 health to play with Alex. Locks down the line, but Bemis swings it regardless.
A full-blind collateral from Torji tells the whole story of Movistar's T-side on Ancient.
Torzi lines them up, knocks them down, goes for the third as well, and the fourth falls. That is a solid. Bemis does go down. Dexter does find 2. Can he find the third?
Fights for it. Pushes forward, and he hears this fourth one coming. Man's
You can't do that.
MOUZ's CT side was imperious, and though Dexter had his ace denied, the damage was done. MOUZ were on map point.
Wants to stop that from happening. The lineup from Bemis is just locked down cave, maybe the round, and we see 3 on the timer. MOUZ win with the timer hitting 0.
Bemis swept all 5 away on the force buy for the clean ace.
Still have a lot of health to play with. Flashes starting to come through from his teammates, and he's almost done it all himself. Looking for the ace, he'll find it up against the pistols.
Mirage was the Bemis show. The Lithuanian was unstoppable. A 1v3 on the B site epitomised quite how dominant he was.
These 2 scouts are posted up, however, make that a 1 versus 1. Is Bemis going to be able to claw MOUZ out of an untenable situation? I would say so.
He's done it.
And that is perfect. Bemis.
He slammed the Riders into the ground on A with a mean triple to put MOUZ on 14.
Depth as well. Throws himself that one-way molly, going to force him off the bricks for the moment, and Bemis just does the whole damn thing himself. 3 big picks.
MOUZ finished off Movistar to make the long flight a short stay for the Spaniards.
No, he's going to go down. Bemis from above, just clearing from straight down at Tetris, and that's the A-site defenses thinned back, and the numbers swinging back towards MOUZ.
Oh, dear me, Mac. It is 5,000 miles from Dallas to Madrid. I've checked it, and this is maybe where Movistar are headed.
Oh, Sunpius. Man's still alive. Man's kicking on 19 points of health, and he's waiting for Mopos to come through on the flank. Torzi, close range, with a very expensive shotgun, and it's going to connect right onto his torso. Sunpius, he's been solid. He's been trying to carry the boys to victory, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Spotted, attention drawn, and JDC closes it 2-0 for MOUZ here in this lower bracket series.
Twist toppled 3 in the lower tons to make the pistol round a success for Faze.
You can see it explode in the air, so that's going to be a huge problem to slow them down. Meanwhile, Twist, though, through middle is already covering off the other side. Magisk gets pincered, and now they're stuck inside of tunnels. They have to fight together, and the direction they go is lower because they can swing and control the peak a little bit better. But Twist, he's not done there. He finally runs out of ammunition, and ZywOo picks up his 2nd kill.
Rops picked off 2 before the hit, and stays alive before the cavalry arrived to win an unlikely round for Faze.
I wouldn't be too surprised if Magus just starts getting it underway before they even get here. If this smoke starts fading, yeah, these 2 players are going to start leading the way. But again, you need to trade Rops. 2 players over at the A bomb site are just so far away, they line up for him. Gun's not out. He's done great damage. Rops is going to hold on.
He's crossed as well. He now controls the angle. They can't be guaranteed as to where he is. Now he's only on 16 HP, but he's bought time. Smoke to cover middle for the CTs. 2nd one at the door. Rops is left alone. That Molotov, is it going to get there or not? Doesn't matter. They're looking toward him. Brokey comes in, and Brokey takes both kills. That is all on Rops.
ZywOo smashed the coconuts together as he skewered 2 Faze players in one shot to turn the tide's vitality's way.
2 approaching long on retake. Remember, that AWP is also on the platform.
ZywOo's got to get into cover. It's all on him. ZywOo needs to be excellent from here on out.
Now cover off CT. Smoke still on catwalk. He knows there's likely to be something toward long. This is a tough fight for the CTs, even with the man advantage. Oh, he's looked away. Wants to give support again to catwalk. Flash, peek. They're on the wall. He's got both. He nailed them. His timing was perfect. The utility was a process of elimination and so calculated. Brokey now knows he has nowhere to go but to leave this round and try and save the AWP, and I don't think he's even going to get that far. Okay, quick enough.
Faze then reflipped the script as Carrigan and Brokey cut vitality down to size.
1 smoke for the cross, a Molotov as well to add in. Some flashbangs to chuck through, but there's going to be staunch defense here. 1 player catwalk, Carrigan out in the open, but the off from Brokey. Oh, there it is. Carrigan finally cleans up a kill. This is going to slip away. Brokey missed shot. It's Apex left in a 1v2 now. Looking for the jiggle peek. He wants to pick off at least 1 before he commits to the bomb site. And Apex just going to drop in, tagged 10 seconds, and Rupp set long, is able to flank all the way around. Vitality gets stalled out.
FaZe Clan somehow took a low buy round as Twist obliterated 2 Vitality players on the scout. Some stunning shots.
Uh-oh, mid-push. Mid-push, oh, okay, not anymore.
Yeah, how's that Canadian maple syrup, Jason?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's got a good flavor to it.
Better than the French cheese in that one. Apex down. Rain does get Magisk, who is the second man being aggressive, so far so good for this low buy.
Against rifles and catch them off guard, but I mean with a low buy with Deagles and a scout, they were just waiting. They were chilling. They didn't really have a strat out of spawn. Oh, another good shot from Twist with the scout. Oh no, Vitality, it's all gone so horribly wrong.
Rops woke up to walk out B on his own and do it all solo bolo. Oh, and he does it again 3 rounds later.
He had the right idea, but wrong aim. Couldn't quite land the shot on the edge of the wall toward ramp, and up close gets smoked off, so there's no response. Brokey on 2. Have to be very careful. Meanwhile, he is careful. He's got ZywOo, and they have B, so him in middle is actually a great position. Although that is a lovely shot.
You can see him considering it. You can see him realizing, oh, I don't have a teammate watching. Oh, that's a good follow from Masuta. Yeah, get yourself one more, young man. Apex goes down last, 14-11, 3-round lead.
ZywOo's going to take out Rain, so back to 4s. Rops knows he needs to do something of that. Starts working. Oh,
that's not fair. That's not fair at all.
Oh, that is absolutely sick.
None of that's fair.
Another B hit saw Rops rip off a couple more heads, and FaZe took Vitality's map pick.
Close corners. Mid to B smokes dropped. There is only one defender at the B bomb site. If they do not stop this cross, Dupree is not excellent here. And now they know that's Dupree, so they're saying, yo, there's probably only one player here. There goes Magus, traded into the bomb site. 3-on-3, but 2 Deagles and a FAMAS, no kit. Very light utility. Long road back for Vitality in this round.
No overextension. Twist doesn't waste all of his ammunition. He didn't hit the shot, had to back off, repositions, and it's perfect. Rops will hit another sitter through the box, and FaZe will take map number 1.
Back and forth start to nuke was embodied by round 7, where both teams had great chances to win it, and it came down to Dupree eventually winning a 1v1 against Brokey.
This long push, or this outside push hasn't netted anything, and okay, this is a little bit dicey now for Vitality, but they do eventually push around. ZywOo's gonna drop a smoke to stop this play through it. Kerrigan's gonna come through anyway. Spam. They fight. Oh no, he knows. He knows. Kerrigan goes down. ZywOo's brought down low. There's more aggression from Dupree outside, and FaZe being put on the back foot here early on nuke.
Yeah, didn't get a read on it. They got the first kill, but the response was swift from Vitality. One pushed, one rotated back, and they cut off the crossfire, and Kerrigan, even though he got through the doorway, didn't have the information. Try and tap the bomb plant out. Masuda has no vision toward the safe side of silos, so they'll concede the bomb, but they'll rotate it around, and Dupree trying to throw a nade to support Masuda. Flash into the site, let him pick first, but he's traded out, and it comes to a one-on-one. He has to know that that flash was thrown in support, that it came from somewhere, and now Brokey, he's aware fully that he's dropped inside of the site. It's too deep on the first flash, but he reads the peak wrong, and it will be Vitality that win out the clutch.
Kerrigan hit straight back with a vintage 1v3, with Magisk gifting him the 2-for-1. Who needs superstars?
Already without having to go through that process. I'm not sure, maybe he ran over it without realizing. Either way, Kerrigan hits the shot onto Dupree, and that will allow the entry, so they are at least going to get the bomb plant down on B with the rotations coming in. It's Magisk and ZywOo. Both have a kit, both have 100 HP, both have 4 kills so far in this game, and both crucially have M4s to go against Kerrigan, who has no helmets, and just that lovely Galil that started this round off. Flash avoided. They'll systematically clear out toward the toxic box as well as Decon Blue. Kerrigan. Oh no! They lined it up! How did they possibly allow that to happen? A back turned on the peak? There's no way he got back to that side of the map.
An explosive A hit from FaZe got them into the site, with 4 out of the 5 kills coming immediately and grabbing a 9-round T-side for FaZe.
Towards the upper bomb site, counter utility spent as well. And here comes a timing hit at the upper site. Rain gonna swing wide. Dupree's got one in the front of Hut. They line up for him, but he can't connect any of the shots after that. And the rest of Vitality is stuck behind smokes. There goes Apex.
ZywOo won 2 unfair duels, but it still wasn't enough to get Vitality the round.
Playing out. Wow. Good shot from ZywOo. Stopped short. Good rebuttal again from ZywOo. Finds Twist, trades that off quick. Rain is looking for someone to drop down. Rops is the last man to defend here.
Smoke out of the door, so they want to go wide on it. AWP, ramp position, though. This is a tough angle for him. He needs to know where to look, but it catches out ZywOo. AWP down. He was the man that traded the other kills, and Masuda doesn't have the confidence to go for it. Apex is still upstairs. Masuda could get caught. Rain's got him down. It looked like the back exposed, but Rain turned and got the call in time, and he was ready for Apex after having his teammate fall down upstairs.
ZywOo did manage to hold back the tie though, as he stopped Faze getting to match point just yet.
Held back, but low HP. Oh, he gets it through the edge of the wall. That's Masuda going down. ZywOo's going to try and get this plant as the Molotov is still there, and it gives him time to get into a new position. Kerrigan knows he's on the left now.
Out though, ZywOo ready for it, and finally, Vitality get on the board, 14-7 now.
However, he was powerless to stop the rain pouring down on the lower bomb site.
Staring at, they're looking at it, he looked away, but he looked back, couldn't quite get the headshot. Damage was there, he hit Masuda, but it was just the timing. He lost out on it, and Rain's not in position. He was going toward heaven, so he didn't anticipate the fact that they could have flanked. He thought potentially they did go back to upper. With bomb down, he knows the damage was there from his teammate, so he'll try and do what he can with it. Doors open, ZywOo wants to re-peek it, but Rain's already gone by, and I don't know if they're aware of this. The problem is, it's underneath the catwalk. It's a tough angle to find, but as soon as Rain rounds this corner, Masuda's going to be a sitting target. Done. Doesn't even stop moving, fires the shot, but which angle does... Oh, he's already spotted that. Tap him out. Know which way he has to peek. He looks and sees the flash. Window explodes in front of it, and the shot from Rain. The MVP of the major steps up again. It's going to be map point and series point for Faze.
Eventually, the pressure told, and Faze made it a 2-0 in relatively dominant fashion.
First point of contact after the early exchange.
Oh.
Sell that he's alone, but Brogy out, catching them in open. Apex down, knows there's going to be a repeat because Swiss had that information, and now Kerrigan shuts down the bomb at the squeaky doorway. Masuda, 10 HP, last alive, working back inside from Mini, but Kerrigan's had enough of that as well. And he will get the final kill for Faze to go 2-0.
Encore had chances, but so often couldn't force their way past Farley. He took 4 in round 9.
Blank side.
Well, Glaive will try and get a bit tricky, but Savage, he's got some magic of his own. Sterling also chiming in with the AWP. It's again 2 openers for Encore in exchange for just the 1 death, but Xyp9x, again, in the mid-round, they find the opening, they find the timing, and they start to pick Encore apart. It's now a 2-on-3. They've lost all control of round. And Sterling is forced into a fight against Farley, who's just not missing at the moment. He's 15-1.
Xyp9x might have come under fire recently, but he remains an excellent clutcher. Just don't test it.
Wow, he missed one.
He did.
Insane.
I don't know if he's going to miss 2, though.
Oh, hold on.
Cast the curse. He's missed 3, and Savage actually shuts him down, so we've found the strategy. You just have to wait for Farley to miss 3 AWP shots in a row, and then maybe you've got a chance of killing him. Now, though, they have to work their way through the 1-on-2. Xyp9x has just a smoke to work with, but he's full HP. Savage, dangerously low on 16, is just trying to shoulder peek this corner. Sterling is going to look for the trade. Won't be able to find it instantly, and so now it's down to the 1-on-1, but time is going to be a factor. And a 10-second defuse, maybe still on the card. Sterling just not able to hold on long enough, and Astralis.
Encore won a couple of rounds near the end, but don't be fooled, this one was Astralis' all day long.
And they now know that the A offense is where they're really going to have to put their numbers. 30 seconds left, and Encore find themselves another frag. Glaive in the 1-on-4, trying to do as much damage as possible, but will be wrapped upon by Savage, and in the end.
Encore decided to test Xyp9x again, but again he came out on top. A nice try from Hazard though.
Maker, 20 seconds, Molotov in towards CT vent, does flush Licky out, so that's going to make things very difficult for Savage on the side here.
Well, he might still be able to go big or not. He gets deleted by Glaive. It's on to Hazard. Bomb is out in no man's land, and Hazard,
8 seconds.
Can he pull off the 1-on-3? If he just hides, he might be able to do so. Quickly, looking for the frag, can't deny the bomb plant, and can't find Xyp9x.
The son of Ben the Legend nailed A-side down with a cheeky triple to put Encore back in the lead.
Fancy himself with the MP9 here and there, and Savage does a good job of backing off and backing up Licky. That's looking pretty good actually for Encore. This has worked out perfectly.
Yeah,
Astralis try to go fast and they get blitzed.
Had so many numbers in uppers there. Encore very well read from them. Savage goes down, but he's well and truly done his job at that point. Compression through ramp room from Hazard. That's a nice raw adjustment from Blame F.
It was pretty plain sailing for Astralis up until APOC cleaned up 3 for himself in secret. Clean and tidy.
Try to force some mistakes out of Encore, but they won't be obliged. 2 kills go the way, and all of these off angles for APOC. That's worked out gorgeous.
We're not expecting him to stay there.
Astralis came out on top of the force by walls due to config taking 2.5 outside.
Combination with Blame F on outside, they're going to re-aggress. Good spacing from Encore though, but how many players will they expect in the vicinity? Another player popping up from Secret is not something that you're bargaining for if you're Encore trying to work this outside area. Blame F applying pressure from Warehouse, and in the meanwhile, Glaive is staying active close to Squeaky.
Config.
Oh.
He's got his skates on, and he's got his target set. He's not missing a shot at the moment. 2 headshots with the Deagle. The M4 spray a little bit awry. It gives Savage the time to trade him back on down, and Astralis.
Or did they? Hazard sliced and diced his way through the Astralis defense to keep this one interesting.
Fox picked up the A1S in the meanwhile, so another rifle joins the fray here for Encore. They're still taking their time in this 3-1-1 setup. Shadow advantage here for Glaive.
Oh, pre-fires it, and that's going to give away the game. Hazard takes him down. Something going the way of Encore now as Hazard starts to step up. 3 kills in this round. Maybe, just maybe, there's a world where Encore can pull off some magic on this T side. They've put together a decent T half so far. They're really forcing Astralis to work hard for these CT rounds. Ooh, Avok does go down, but gets Zipex down to 16 HP, and now Encore, they're going to do it together. They're going to try and 100% this round. Luckily, they did so, because a lot of those players are low.
Eventually, the class of Astralis showed through, with Config and Glaive picking up multi-kills in the closing rounds to keep Astralis alive and send Encore home.
Encore have been good with the substandard weaponry. That's the one saving grace I'll give them for a round like this, but I might have spoken a bit too soon. Config, Blame, Glaive, they're not messing around. They're not giving any chances to Encore, and they're certainly not giving them any mercy. It's a live or die kind of a situation, and Astralis is not prepared to go down and die right here. That's going to have to be Encore, and that's the last round we'll see from them in IEM Dallas. Astralis will win 2-0 as they pick up nuke in comfortable fashion, and Encore goes home.